Lewis, thank you.
Sure.
OK, if I said I was living in the past, you might think I was still listening to 80s music, true, or I didn't have a smartphone. But there's a group of people in Sussex taking that phrase to the extreme.
Yeah, they spent the last week living life as it was in the 15th century, around the time of the War of the Roses.
Never mind no modern comforts, that means none of the mod cons from the last 500 years. Tom Hepworth went to see how they're coping.
We have a spare lantern anywhere.
Here at the Weald Downland Museum near Chichester, they've turned back the clock to the year 1461. It's cold, it's dark and it's damp. And a hardy group of historical reenactors are living, eating and sleeping here as authentically as they can to show visitors how people would have done in the medieval period. That means no electricity, no central heating, no phones and no caffeine.
You have to be completely certifiable to want to do something like this in January, but it's an amazing privilege to live in this environment and to really begin to feel and understand what people are like.
We're trying really hard to get to the nitty-gritty of how they, not just how they dressed and what they ate, but how they felt, both physically and maybe even spiritually as well. It's a very religious time. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. Deus in auditorium meam intende.
Glazed windows were a luxury to which this middle-class household couldn't stretch. Beds had a straw mattress called a palliasse and needed lots of blankets.
Everyone says it's been cold, but we haven't felt it. In my bed there's 5 layers, and also I have my servant, she helps to keep me warm, and a small dog.
The fire is the heart of the home, and he who chops wood warms himself twice.
You know, I'm a classic home worker, sitting in front of the computer. You know, the furthest I walk on most days is to my kitchen to make coffees. You know, that's a big difference. See, you're more active.
Everyone's got a job to do, from skinning and tanning animal hides to cooking.
Dinner is served! You're constantly working over smoke the whole day, so you're sort of breathing that in, your eyes are streaming sometimes. Anybody who works in catering or a busy kitchen where it's yes chef, yes, and you know it's all that the whole time. But it is a challenge, and it's good to take yourself out of normal life and normal routines.
I was worried about going down to 2 meals a day because I get hungry, but we've been having porridge in the morning first thing, and then we have our main meal of the day around 3 o'clock, and I haven't been snacking.
There is a lot of meat, so we've had venison, duck, gammon, and I think this day we have chicken.
I'm losing weight fast. I feel fitter than I did when I arrived.
Phones and social media are strictly off limits. So how's everyone coping with the privations of medieval life?
I will be putting my phone away a lot more. I've already realised that I don't need to be continuously entertained.
I've discovered the phone is not essential. It's brilliant. Let the battery go flat. Who cares?
I'll tell you what I do miss. A pair of trousers. At this time, if you wore a pair of trousers as a woman, you'd be stoned in the street.
Some were brought into London with joy and bliss and grace.
The reenactors are toughing it out until Sunday, when they celebrate Candlemas, which marks the end of Christmas, and the midpoint of winter, when you can begin to look forward to the coming spring and light, something that's in short supply right now. Tom Hepworth, BBC South Today, in 1461.